Here I am at my second favorite spot. I already took the pictures today. Even tried flying the drone a little bit. Batteries don't last long in this drone. And they cost about $100 a piece, so I don't know if it was worth it. Oh well, another toy. What the heck? So the question's been asked a couple times. Where have I been? How come all of a sudden I'm taking photos? Well, back in January, walking to work one day, slipped on some black ice and I broke my leg. I broke the fibula in a spiral fracture, which means it goes around the bone and splits it. Good news is that it didn't separate the bone, so there was no surgery needed. Well, the bad news is at the same time, I also tore my meniscus and did damage to the knee and the MCL. Of course, they wanted the leg to heal first, so I spent literally 2 months in a boot, right leg, which means I couldn't drive. Walking was difficult. It took me 3.5 weeks before I could walk without the crutches. 1, because of pain. 2, because it's just awkward as all hell walking with a boot and bare feet, or the boot and shoes. So, needless to say, all these wonderful plans that we had to go here and snowshoe to this location in the dead of winter, especially with all the snow that we got in the Elk Mountain Range this winter, and to snowshoe or snowmobile up to Maroon Bells and get the winter shots up there, plus go do some cross-country skiing on the Grand Mesa. We had great plans. They all went to hell just because I slipped on black ice. So needless to say, I got out of the boot at the beginning of April, which means it was the first time I was able to drive since before January. And where I work is about 4 blocks from where I live, which means I walk to work. I don't want to waste the gas. I don't want to waste the parking. And I'm trying to help save the environment. Guess what I had to do because I couldn't walk, especially when it was snowing? I had to drive the 4 blocks. Hated that. Still feels awkward as hell. Anyway, when the break, got to the point of where the orthopedic surgeon felt comfortable enough and he felt like it was strong enough, then we did an MRI on the knee. And sure enough, torn meniscus, thankfully no damage to the MCL except for just spraining it. So April 24th, I had surgery. Love those outpatient arthroscopic surgeries. You go in. Shoot, I spent more time in the pre-surgery room getting ready for surgery than I was in surgery. So, but needless to say, done, out. I was walking on it without crutches the next day and went back to work the next week. Actually, I take that back. I went back to work. The surgery took place on a Monday. I was sitting back in my office on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. So that was literally about 5 weeks ago, 5.5 weeks ago. Good news is his recovery's happening. It's still going on. It's slower than all hell. Walking is a major effort still. I have to really take my time. I have to really just be careful with it. And so it's one of those things that it's not fun anymore. I used to be able to walk all over town. I used to be able to walk at least 3 miles a day. Used to hike. It's going to take a long time before I get there. The one thing the doctor told me is that with a spiral fracture, he goes, it's actually a longer healing time. He goes, 4 or 5 months down the road, you're going to feel to the point of where you can start doing activity again. But he goes, it's going to take about 6, maybe 7 months to fully heal from it, just because of the way the fracture goes around the bone and splits the bone. Lots of fun. I'm driving. I'm little walking. I went to the Bells again this morning, and the most I did was I walked actually part way up the scenic loop trail and then walked back to the car. That really taxed my leg. It's hurting quite a bit now. The good news is that my last doctor's appointment with my orthopedic surgeon, he gave me free clearance to do everything with moderation and listening to my body. So I've actually been riding my bike again. Tried doing the stationary bike for a while. I did a few days at 3 miles on each day. Spread it out quite a bit, so maybe it was more like once a week. But in the last week, I've ridden over 35 miles, and I have to admit, riding actually makes the leg feel better. Day after the ride, I feel stronger. I feel like I have more mobility, which just means I need to keep working on it. So good news is I will get fully recovered. The bad news is I lost a lot of time, and so I can't go off gallivanting around. The Jeep is in the shop, so I can't go off-roading. So I'm limited, and so literally for the last month, all I've been doing, today was my 4th visit to the Bells, so I've done it almost every week for the last 4 weeks. So, it's a way that I can at least tolerate walking up to the lake and taking my pictures, walking a little farther each time. Today was the most I've walked up there. Come over to Castle Creek every now and then. I mean, my gosh, look at this view. How could you not love this? It's just, I don't know. There's something about this place. I even like coming here on clear summer nights and we can see the Milky Way because there's hardly any lights, especially if this restaurant that's over to the side isn't open. You may get some traffic because there's a lot of dispersed campgrounds up. You can see the road. See if I can do this. You can see the road right there. Well, it goes up, and I don't want you to focus on my finger, but it goes up and it starts to go up here, and that's actually Pearl Pass. But the dispersed campgrounds, 4-wheel drive trail, amazingly enough at night, it's kind of busy. So, especially on the weekends. Weekdays, I don't think so. We haven't been out here too much because I always like to bring my wife with me. But anyway, so I come out here. So these are the 2 places I'm going. Not a lot. Sorry, I'm not getting a lot of great photo opportunities. It's just not happening. It's just, I guess, the nature of the beast and the way things are right now. But going back really quick, some of you know where I live in Glenwood Springs. I'm going to do a shout out to Dr. Christopher George at Valley View Orthopedics. This is the 2nd time I've gone with him. First time was I had a total knee replacement on the left knee. I'm hard on my body, what can I say? And then, of course, this knee surgery now, and the leg. He's an amazing doctor. Both incidences that I had, both required surgery, the total knee replacement. I had lived with pain for, oh my gosh, easily 20, 25 years after I blew my ACL out. Tore the meniscus again. Doctors would go in and fix it, and I blew my ACL one last time. And he did a total knee replacement. I have not had pain in that knee. I've had full mobility. I could ride. Back before I broke my leg, I was hiking all over the place. I was living the life and really enjoying it. So it is what it is. But you need an orthopedic doctor and you live in the Roaring Fork Valley, Dr. Christopher George is amazing. He does wonderful work. And he's got such a great personality. He's fun. He even handles some of my jokes every now and then, which is always a good thing. So you need a recommendation, there you go. That's it. So I hope to get out more. I hope to start doing more. We're actually planning some trips, not necessarily in Colorado. We may actually head up to the Tetons for an extended time. We may head over to Page, Arizona, and do some of the stuff around Monument Valley and Horseshoe Bend, and looking at Lower Antelope Canyon. So we're looking at some places that are outside of Colorado, just something different and new. Just to kind of get out. Some of it doesn't require too much hiking. Some of it does. So some of this is going to be later in the year. And then, of course, still come up here to the Bells a couple times now that I've kind of done the first 4 weeks. Really, the next one will be the 19th, the 23rd. Let's see, the 10th of July, 7th of August, and then September with all the fall color changes. Really, that's when I really start coming up here a lot. And then October, and then I always go on October 31st, especially if there's snow, because they'll shut the road down on November 1st. And so it's a chance for me to, maybe see the Bells with some snow. So, all right, I wanted to get you caught up. I wanted to let you know what happened, why things went open, why my Instagram you were seeing a lot of photos that were previous. So wanted to give you all that. All right, longer than I wanted to be. Sorry about that, but I wanted to update everybody. If you get a chance, this is a place that not too many people see. Highly recommend coming out to Castle Creek Road. It's the end of it. It's a beautiful place. I just love it. So I'll leave you with this, all right? Take care of yourself. Be safe. We only live once, but try not to kill yourself doing it. Why? Going to the doctor's expensive. Man, without insurance, this whole thing was going to cost me close to about $75,000. Let me tell you. Glad I had insurance. Still, wow. All right, gang, have fun. Look for the photos of the Bells and for the Elk Range over here with Taylor Mountain and Pearl Pass and the end of Castle Creek Road. And we'll see you on the next time.